Ma'am, put it on slideshow, ma'am, please.
We'll put it on slideshow. Okay.
Dear participants, good morning. So, good morning to one and all present here. Welcome back to the session 1 of day 5 of AICTE sponsored STTP. So, we have with us Dr. Sarasija Padmanabh for the session 2. So, welcome back, ma'am, for the session 2 of yours. And on behalf of the Department of Biotechnology, principal staff and students, we welcome back to the session for this AICT sponsored STTP. Ma'am, it's over to you. Please take over this.
All right. Thank you so much, and a very good morning to everybody. Uh, we had some questions for you in the last session. I hope you had time to go over them. We'll quickly review because that's the essence of this presentation. Okay. So let me quickly start with the questions itself. Like, what do you understand by a patent? We really need to know what you feel is a patent. Can we see some answers, please? Can we see some answers? Yeah.
Ma'am, please, students, participants, please post your answers in the chat box.
We need to do it quickly because we have to cover a lot of things in this one. This is the main presentation. The main idea being how to utilize
Ma'am,
inventions which are in the
most
public
of them
domain.
had joined using mobile now, ma'am, so it is little difficult
Ah,
for them to type and
okay,
say that's what.
okay, okay.
We have an answer. Exclusive right granted for an invention, and patent is temporary exclusive rights given to the inventor for his invention or process. Monopoly right vested in the invention.
Very good. Answers are all correct. Huh. Anything else?
That's it, ma'am.
Okay. So now the next question is, what kind of inventions can be protected? What kind of inventions can be protected?
We have an answer novel, non obvious, industrially applicable.
Excellent. That is very good. But basically what I was looking for was that anything, which it can be a product, it can be a process, it can be a chemical compound, and many times it's a number of inventions. Example is a laptop, for example. A computer can involve hundreds of inventions. All of them work together to bring out the innovation. Now, the next question, which is very, very fundamental to the whole topic, is how long does a patent protection last and when does it start?
For 20 years
20 years. Excellent. From when?
from the date of application.
Very good. And is the patent valid in every country?
No, ma'am.
Yes, it is valid only where you have sought protection. Correct. How are patent rights enforced? So let me tell the answer. Patent rights are usually enforced in a court on the initiative of the right owner. In most systems, a court of law has the authority to stop the patent infringement. The main responsibility for monitoring, identifying, and taking action against the infringers of a patent lies with the patent owner. So you have to find out if there is something wrong happening and then go to court with it. Okay, so this is something very important. You have to keep this in mind. And what is the meaning of a license? License a patent. What does that mean?
Ma'am, right to use.
Yes, correct. Now, some more questions. For when you apply for a patent protection, you've already answered novelty, utility, and inventive step. That is very correct. Now, who grants the patent? In India, who will grant us the patent?
Indian Patent Office,
Correct.
ITO.
Is there an international patent system?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and if you have an international patent, do you have a worldwide patent? Is that possible?
Yes, they had given.
No, there is no international patent. There is no such thing. The law of the country is always supreme and you have to go through the national phases. Please keep this in mind and be clear about it. This is very important for understanding what I'm going to tell you now. Okay, now what else? I think basically this is all in the questions that I had. So I will close this and I come to the IPR and innovation. Is my slide presentation visible?
Put it on slideshow mode.
Yeah.
Ma'am, fine.
Yeah. Okay. So the title of the talk is IPR and innovation. Now, when we say IPR, it's not only patents. What is covered under IPR?
Patent, copyright, trademark.
Yeah, there are many things like that which happen. Okay, now can we identify these people? Who are these people on the left and on the right? They are both innovators. They are both innovators, right? Well-known innovators from different times. Who are they?
Ma'am, there is left hand side is Apple CEO.
Yes, Steve Jobs. And then the other one?
No idea, ma'am.
This is Thomas Alva Edison. Okay, so now basically invention, they both were related to invention. Invention is the creation of a product or introduction of a process for the first time. And what is innovation and how is it different from an invention? Innovation happens when someone improves or makes a significant contribution to something that has already been invented. Now, this is the story of the light bulb. We associate the light bulb with whom? If somebody asks who was the inventor of the light bulb, what is the answer you give?
Thomas Alva Edison.
Correct. That is the answer we give. But he was an innovator. You see, there were a lot of people associated with the discovery or the finding and the invention of the light bulb. Why do I say this? First, Humphrey Davy, 200 years ago, that when electric current flowed through wires, the resistance caused them to heat up to the point where they gave out light. This was one basic premise. Then Warren de la Rue, he used thin and high resistance filaments to achieve the brightness, delayed the burnout by making them high melting point metal sealed in a vacuum. Another person who contributed to the knowledge which led to the making of the light bulb. Then there is Joseph Swan, who publicly demonstrated the first light based on commercially viable carbon, but his use of relatively thick filaments still led to rapid burnout. Finally, Edison, He combined all this. Combination of thin carbon filament design with better vacuum made him the first to solve both the scientific and commercial challenges of the light bulb design, and he is given this, that he is the inventor. But there's a lot of science behind it which has already been developing. You see that? And that was all not patented matter. Okay, so now when I ask you the question, who invented the light bulb, what will you say? Who invented the light bulb?
Humphrey Davy.
It's actually all of them. All right, all of them contributed, but finally the credit goes to Edison. How many patents did Edison have? He had 1093 patents for various things. And Steve Jobs, he's also an innovator. He's the Apple CEO. He had 141 patents. They all, and all these patents come together, and when they come to solve a problem in society, that becomes an innovation. Next, we look at the relationship between creativity, invention, and innovation. If you have a fresh new idea, can that directly transfer and translate into an innovation? No. It has to go through a process. Okay, invention is the first occurrence of an idea for a new product or a process, while innovation is the first attempt to carry it out into practice. So it might work in theory, and when it works in theory or in a model, that is an invention. But when you put it into practice and make it solve a problem, then it becomes an innovation. Okay, now there is the Global Innovation Index, which measures what is the innovation of a country. So there, I will not go into this because that is not the, okay, you can just take a look at this. Is this, can you hear it?
Ma'am. Ma'am, you have, when sharing, you have to include computer audio, then only sound can come.
Okay, this is just look at the titles. That's most important.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is basically the Global Innovation Index. It's a reference which is created by the WIPO. It has various indicators to show how innovative a country is, and that index has found out many hubs. In this, can you see which are the countries which are listed as the innovation hubs? You see there is New York, there's Frankfurt, there is Tokyo, there's Boston. Do we see anything that concerns us? Hello?
Ma'am, Bangalore.
Yes, we are there, but we need to get better because you see there are others which are more prominent than us. Anyway, so one question now, few questions to brush up what I have said so far. What is the reference for measuring an economy's innovative performance?
Number of patents filed.
It is that is correct, but that is one of the indicators which is taken in the GII, that is the Global Innovation Index, which you just saw. Okay, what is the difference between an invention and innovation? Answers, please.
Ma'am, no answers as such.
Okay, so what is, no guesses also?
Ma'am, invention is a novel idea and innovation is the implementation of idea.
Very good. That is a very good answer. That is correct also. According to the GII 2020, does India have an innovation cluster?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fantastic. So we know what the GII is, we know what is innovation, we know what invention is. Any questions on what we have heard so far? Any questions on what we have heard so far?
I guess no, ma'am.
No, okay. All right. So now here do you see spheres, one ensconced inside the other, right? And the central, the core one is the function. What is the intellectual property that protects the function of an invention? What is the intellectual property that protects the function? We did this in the last presentation also, and today we brushed up as well. So you should be able to tell that what is giving you the technical benefit, the function of the invention. What is the intellectual property that you will use to protect it? No answers?
Patents, copyright.
No, only patents. Only patents. Patents describe the technical benefit and they protect the function. Okay, so that is at the core of the innovation. All right. Only the patent, or it can be a trade secret. You don't want to patent it, you can keep it secret, and that is what is giving you the technical benefit. Now, on top of that, okay, there is a layer. That layer is the expression of that function. It talks about or gives you the story about that benefit. That is protected by the copyright. Copyright is not at the core. Copyright is the first layer around the function or the technical benefit, and it talks about the benefit. It tells you a story about the benefit. For example, it can be a manual or it can be some kind of a protocol or something. And last, that what is visible and that with which everybody identifies is the brand or the trademark. You look at it as the source of the benefit. Oh, this thing, oh, this will make this. So you quickly identify. It can be a picture, it can be a logo, it can be a trademark, any of those things. So you start with the function, you're covered by the expression, and finally you have the brand. So you have patent, copyright, trademark. You see the three layers, and all of these combine to give you the unique selling proposition. These are the different intellectual property right regimes and the unique selling proposition. So you see how it is one ensconced inside the other, and it becomes a very strong kind of a expression of what you are trying to protect. See, this is an important thing. Now I have an example. Here, for example, you have a Dyson air blade. Okay, for the function there is a patent, there is a patent number. You can see this arrow. Here it is the patent, and it talks about the technical benefit. All the details will be there in this patent, how it is enabled, what is the novelty, what is the inventive step, everything will be described, and there would be claims, etc., right? Protected by this. It's a techno-legal document which protects the technology, and the legal metes and bounds are defined over here. On top of that, you have the expression, which is in the form of a manual. You see the manual is over here, right? Low voltage and high voltage technical specification. Right here, you have the Dyson air blade, all about it. It's the copyright. It is the story about the benefit. Then you have a picture, a logo, Dyson's USP, that is the Dyson's air blade. That is the source of the benefit. So this entire thing is intellectual property rights are protected. This whole thing is protected. Nobody can infringe it. Anybody does, you have a right to take it to court. All right. Now here we will skip this. Right. Okay, here. This is something which is very important as well. Now this is called the innovation radar, business innovation. So all these things go into making the core an innovation. The core is what? The core is the patent or the invention. And you want to make it into an innovation. So you have to see where will it be useful? What kind of a network can I use? Can a brand help? What do I offer the public? What platforms can I use? What is the solution that I'm giving? Who are the customers? What is the customer experience? Can I improve it? Am I capturing a value? What is the process? Do I have an organization for it? Supply chain. All these things are required to take that invention into the area of an innovation. All right. So we have some examples here, which we will not look at it now. Okay. Can you tell me who this is? Who is this? Do we know him?
No, ma'am.
This is Sabyasachi. Do we know the name Sabyasachi?
Dress designer, ma'am.
Yes, you see. Now he does bridal wear, right? All this fine designer wear and everything. And that is what here is the brand Sabyasachi, and it has got this feline thing on top and it says Sabyasachi, right? He's known for his designer wear. He has design patents on it. His name was there, this logo, there was identification with this. Now what he saw was he wanted to get into the footwear business. His thing was using these designs. That was the IP he was using. Now there was another company called Louboutin, Christian Louboutin footwear with red undersoles. Okay, he wanted to collaborate. He made a network and he was able to bring shoes with Indian designs and red undersoles into the entire European market. Whole market was captured. So you see, this is also what is called innovation. Okay, next we look at this. He is known, L'Oreal. Do we know L'Oreal? Do we know L'Oreal?
Yes, ma'am.
What does L'Oreal do?
Cosmetics.
Cosmetics. And he combined his brand, you see this one, in which his brand is combined with L'Oreal and made cosmetics as well, and many more. Okay, now we will not talk about all this. Do we know this person? Who is this?
Ma'am, OYO CEO Ritesh Agarwal.
No, this is the ID person, Mustafa, right? He made the ID better. Okay, and he discovered, what did he discover? He discovered the unmet customer need and identified underserved customer segments. What was that? The breakfast segment. And how did he use it? He made a design patent, right? He made a patent for the vada batter, this nozzle. You can make vada very quickly without any hassle, and that name, ID, he was able to capitalize on it. There was one technical thing which was at the core, but then this thing, the brand and the way of using, they were the other things which were encompassing this particular technology, and he got a huge popularity and he was able to cash in on that. All right, so do we know Uber?
Yes, ma'am.
What does Uber do?
Transport. Connectivity.
Yeah, transport, but it is not one patent, right? What does it do? It takes lots of patents to make something work, and an excellent job at identifying, acquiring third-party patents and patent portfolios which complement its platform and offers you a service, right? And also makes business. You see, so all these patents are acquired. They are not Uber's patents. They are all acquired from various places, you see. Understand why I'm saying this, because we are going to come to this. Okay, so now look at this. Here we have a US patent. Okay, you all know by now how to search for patents. We have looked at it so many times. So we have a patent application US 2006002161 by Bradbury Face, okay, filed in 2006. It is filed only in the United States. All right, now this is filed only in the United States. Where does it have protection? Where does this technology have protection if it is filed in the United States? Which country?
United States only, ma'am.
Excellent. Only in the United States. Now, there is a person, Mr. Mutwa. This information is all in the public domain. I am not making anything up. So you are free to go and check this patent out. You're free to go and check this innovation out. It's all there, okay? And the WIPO also has write-ups about these cases. So you can take a look at this. And there are many more cases like this. So here is just one example. And please listen to me very carefully. Now, here is a person, Mr. Mutwa. He needs a phone charger because phones go out of charge. There is a problem with electricity. You don't have communication and you need to have this. So he uses this phone charger in his shoe. Okay. And this patent gives all the information on the circuitry and control components. Can Mr. Mutwa use this information in Kenya? Can Mr. Mutwa use this information in Kenya?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, he can. So what does he do? He takes that and he uses it, and he has lots of things that are going for him because you know it's cost effective. There is a problem, it solves a problem. You're right, and it makes good business as well. So this something which you need to know. There are enforceable patent rights. Okay, enforceable patent rights are those where you have sought patent protection, right? This is the private core. You see this, the inner one. These are the enforceable patent rights. And this is in the private domain. What is in the public domain? It is the abandoned applications, cancelled patents, opposed patents, abandoned patents, expired patents, abandoned applications, cancelled patents, successfully opposed patents, abandoned patents, expired patents. This is all public domain. Over and above that is those things which are not filed in your country. If it is not filed in your country, it is available to you to make, use or sell. If the time period is expiring, then again it comes. comes into the public domain because it is expired. Expired patents also come into the public domain. Then there is potentially disputed territory. We are not going to go into that. So these are the things which you need to give a little bit of attention to for purposes of this one. Okay, so now what did Mr. Mutua do? He went to the innovation lab he went to the Kenyan patent office, made sure that there is no conflict, found investors, shoemakers, and used the piezoelectric crystal chip to make his and assemble parts to put in shoes. He retrofit shoes with the chargers and looked at the customer feedback, etc. What were the key resources? The research partners, investors, skilled workers, shoemakers with the technical know-how. Did he have to patent anything here? No, he took something which was available to him, correct? He took something that was available to him, made use of it, made a business and solved a problem. So the main idea of innovation is to solve a societal problem, and this is what is happening here. Okay, so now this is the kind of a canvas that one makes. You look at the key partners, activities, value proposition, relationships, customer segments, channels, revenue streams, and so on. So now in our context, now look at this application in the context of the business model canvas. Here is a patent application, US 2015-02895731. Okay, now you are going to examine it. You look at the legal status. It is filed only in the US. Filed only in the US. Can the business model canvas be used with India in mind here?
Yes, madam.
Yes, excellent answer. Now let us look at this next one. This application, you look at its legal status. It has been filed in EP, US, Korea, China. It has a PCT application, WO, Japan, China, US, etc. Now, can you use this with India in mind?
Yes, ma'am.
You can, but you need to look at the status in India because it has gone through the WO. It has gone through the PCT. So when you look at the Indian status, you find an Indian patent application. 1790, you see on top here, 1790 Delhi NP 2008. Can you see that? So that means it has entered India. They are filing for patent protection in India. So then you have to look at the Indian patent database and look at its status in India. Is it protected in India? Is it valid? You go to the Indian patent database and what do you see? You see that there has been a patent prosecution process here, right? Through the PCT. And the last thing that happened was the examination report in 2008. What does the examination report say? Let us look at that. What has happened is got stuck. Here it is. So it says, the examination report says that there is a Japanese patent which discloses the same material particles comprising zinc and titanium. Okay, and it reduces virus transmission, articles and so on. And also say that you are requested to comply with the objections within 12 months and the last date is 28/11. Okay, so 28/11/2014, but the applicant has not done anything. Okay, so what do you feel if the applicant has not responded to the request of the examiner? He has already said it will be deemed to have been abandoned. What will happen to this patent application and what will happen to this technology which has entered into the prosecution pathway in India? what will happen to that patent which has entered into the patent prosecution pathway in India? Answers, please. Any answers? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
All right. So I need some answer. What happens if you do not reply to the examiners?
Patent will be available to public domain, or it will be available as abandoned application.
Very good answer. Excellent. That is exactly what will happen. So then what can you do if you want to use that technology? You use this business model canvas, you find key partners, key activities, value proposition, and you can bring it as an innovation. Okay. So this is the PPT. Now what I want to do is I want to share certain websites with you. We'll go to the Google patents and look at how one arrives at abandoned patents. So let us take some topic. Let us take, can you suggest any topic which you are interested in? We will look at abandoned and public domain patents in that. Any suggestions from the audience? Any interest? Let's do something which is of interest to you.
Ma'am, herbal water?
What is it? Herbal water.
Yeah.
Herbal water. Okay, let us look at it. All right, so let us take a look. Okay, so we have something called plant extracts for the treatment and prevention of infections. Herbal, let us say herbal beverage, huh? Instead of water. Can we do beverage? Okay, so here is something. Or herbal beverage or drink. We know how to make, let us do a proper patent search here. So how do we do herbal? What are the synonyms here? Plant. What else can you think of? What other words will go here? So here we have,
Phyto.
yes, beverage, water, phyto. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What else? Anything else?
And portable.
Sorry, portable. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Medicated.
Medicated might not be the, how good would medicated be? Because medicated could be a chemical compound as well, right? You want to limit it, right? You want to limit it to water kind of a thing. Her beverage, portable, drinkable, right? Drinkable is anything. Liquid. Liquid, I don't want to put liquid here because it will expand it so much that you will find it hard. Now give me some more limitations because you are going to get a number of results. So there are too many results here, right? So we want something which can be limited. You're getting a lot of so herbal plant, so drinkable. So we could put what? Food is to be there, or food, edible. It has to be something which is not anything else, for anything else that can limit the data set. Can you think of anything else? Do you want to limit it by anything, dates or anything?
I think we can omit plant so that herbal it will remain as it is. I think it will cut short the thing.
You want to remove plant? We'll remove.
Plant, and we can remove beverage also. We can keep only water.
You want to keep only water, then it will make it very big, don't you think?
Intention is to know whether anybody has patented on herbal water or medicated water like that.
All right. Now what we want to see is whether we have any abandoned patents here. That is the purpose of this one. So let us see, we got something here. Galactomannan hydrochlorides. Okay, let us just enter just to check whether the point is not to do an exact search. The point is to identify abandoned or public domain patents. Okay, so we are going to enter this. I will show you where you locate the status of your patent. One second. Are you with me? Hello?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay. So now you see, this is the patent and we have entered in Google Patents and we are looking at a Chinese application. However, it has entered Europe, Japan, US, Brazil, the PCT, China, and there are further. So now when there is a cross across the country code and you hover your mouse over there, it says legal status withdrawn.
Okay.
You see this? Withdrawn.
Yes.
Withdrawn means it is not being prosecuted any further. Now, if you go to Japan, it says legal status expired, fee related. Okay. Now you go to the US, it says abandoned. Okay. Now, if you go to Brazil, it says IP rights secession. All right. Now, China, this one, it also says expired, fee related. Here it says Japan legal status withdrawn. Now, these are all the ones which have the line, the strike through them. These are all which have not been protected in those countries. So now this technology, can you make, use and sell in those countries where there is a strike through?
Madam, in WO it is open, right?
Yes, it is open in WO, very much so.
But in case if it is expired, then how you can file another patent in another country?
Yes, so if you're going via the PCT is there is signatories from so many countries, not only Europe, Japan, US, Brazil. The applicant might want to proceed in, let us say, South Africa, might want to proceed in Pakistan. Now, if those are signatories to the PCT, this technology can be protected there. That might be the intention of the applicant. But in these countries, it is withdrawn. The ones which have the line through them, it is withdrawn in those countries. You see that?
Yes,
now,
yes.
my question to you is, can you make, use and sell your technology, this technology in these countries where there is a line through?
Yeah,
Yes.
obviously. We can.
Absolutely right. And that is the point of making these things available in the public domain so that the cutting edge technology is available to you. All right. Now, let us go back. And now let us just look how it shows here. Now you go to this one, EP patent. All right. Now, if you go, it anyway shows, you know that it is withdrawn. Now you go, you want to look at it. You see what are the things that happen. It takes priority from a European patent. It was filed by whom? And the priority is to a PCT application. You see this?
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
Madam.
So the priority is here. It was published, but it was withdrawn. Status is withdrawn. All right. Now there is other things you can find out. There is a tab here called legal events. You can go in here. Now you see all the legal events which happened for this particular application. Everything you see, free format text, original, whatever. So you public reference made under sync to a published international application that has entered the European phase, request for examination filed, designated contracting states. This is important. What are the designating? Which are the countries they have designated? They have designated all these countries. You see? So these are the countries it will enter. And these are the countries where you might not have right. Or they might have entered and then later on they might have withdrawn. At this stage, they might have entered all these countries. Am I making sense? Is it clear to everybody?
Yeah, madam.
All right. Now, the party data changed. Okay, so application, it has rights have been transferred. Owner name, Navion Inc. So some changes happened in the applicant's name. All right. Party data changed again. Before that, there is a request to extension of the European patent, which is deleted, not happened. Again, party data changed. Owner is Lubrizol now from Nuvion. You see, the applicant has changed. It has been sold, changed. You see?
Yeah, yes, madam.
Okay. Now the first examination report dispatched. The application is being prosecuted when it's given there. What is the information on the status of the EP patent application? It is given here. Status, the application is deemed to be withdrawn. It is withdrawn here. Finally, they have withdrawn it from Europe. Okay, now let us look at what happens to the WO patent. You were interested in finding out what happened to the WO, the PCT application. Let us click here to find out what happens here. All right, so here is the PCT application. It derives its priority from, it's the same application, right? It is, the priority is to the European one. Application is filed by this person, publication of this person. Let us go to its legal events. So designated states are so many, right? And countries for regional patents are so many. Designated states are so many. EPO has been informed by the WIPO that EP was designated in this application. Entry into national phase. It has entered. Which country is this? Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai. Yeah, so it has entered India. Country of, it has entered India. So can you patent or can you use this technology, not patent? Can you use this technology in India?
No, we cannot.
No, because it has already filed for protection in India. You see this? Further, you go down, entry into national phase. It had entered Japan. According to this information, can you use this technology in Japan?
No.
No. It has entered China. Can you use this technology in China?
No.
All right. It has again come into Europe. You see, it is having trouble in Europe because there is change of hands and so on. We can see that. 3 places it is entering again and again. So these are the things which you have to keep in mind. Okay, now let us go back to the results. So this was about withdrawn. Now let us look at something which is abandoned. How does it happen? Okay, so we looked at European, we looked at, so let us look at the US one. Let us look at US. Okay, so what happened in US? It is abandoned. Why is it abandoned? Let us go to this one. All right, so this is the US patent application. All right, so what is the status over here? It says it was published and abandoned. What are all the events? There is even a tab over here. You can see all the events. So it takes priority from the European one. The application was filed by Novion. It was assigned to Novion. It is claimed from this US patent application. Another one, priority. So they are combining. You see, what is an inventive step? Can we come back to the basics? What is the inventive step? let us say there are two inventions published in the patent database. You have taken A, B, C from here, D, E, F from here, and you've combined it. If a person of ordinary skill in the art would not have combined it, then it is already considered inventive. If he can, and if the examiner so thinks, then it fails to meet those criteria, then it will be thrown out. But here it is so, and it is published in the United States, right? It is assigned to Novion, okay? And then there is a change in assignment assigned to Lubrizol, then it is abandoned. Okay, now we go to the legal status and we try to see what is the legal status of this one. Where is the legal status gone? Let us see. Here it is, should be legal events. All right, so here you've got all the same things. Change of name assigned, failure to respond to an office action. Here it is, the reason why it is abandoned. You see this?
Yeah, yes, madam.
So this is okay. So these we have taken just one case study to check how technology is going from the application to the innovation, and technology comes into the public domain, but it is restricted to certain places. The restriction is due to jurisdiction, time, etc. Okay. All right, so this is about Google patents. Anything else you are interested to look at? We can look at something else. One more, and then we go to another database which I want to cover today. We will just remove these key elements from here, and you can suggest some elements that we can look for. Give me some key terms, please.
Participants, if you have any queries, you can unmute and you can, or you can put it in the chat box. We'll take it up like this, madam. Antimicrobial coating on the mask, face mask.
Face mask, okay. Face.
Yeah, any participants? Anybody want?
Face mask.
Yeah, antimicrobial coating.
Antimicrobial coating. Okay, antimicrobial. So we can do antibacterial, right?
Yeah.
Bacterial. We can do antiviral. Anything else? Face mask. What else can be the word for here? Any other synonyms here?
Fabrics we can also put.
Fabric, okay. Anything else?
Face mask, mouth mask.
Antimicrobial, antibacterial, antiviral. Anything else?
Protective covering, something like that.
Covering, okay. We need another limitation actually. These two, they are giving a lot of results. So if we can have, we can put COVID if you think that will help.
You can put it, madam, no issue.
Okay. It has brought it down, of course. And we put coating, right? Coating.
Yeah.
Anything else? Okay. So here we have virus inactivating cloth. All right. Shall we take this up?
Yeah, madam.
Okay. So here we have everything except Brazil. Okay. So let us see. It is active in all these countries, including India.
Yes.
So let us look at something instead of this one. Let us look which has many. Okay, the medical implants and fibrosis inducing agents, coating medical implants. All right, so here nanomaterials and nanoparticles. It has 4 which are okay. Let us take this one. For the purposes of this presentation, this might be suitable. Let us take this one and let us look at it. Okay. So here in Great Britain, seized. Okay. So it is on temporary hold. It will have an expiry date, but it will be, let us look at it here. Okay. So you see, this is a Great Britain thing and it says seized. Now let us look at the legal status. Legal events here. So it says applications terminated before publication under section 16(1). Okay, this is a special kind of a problem over here. They probably requested that it not be published. So here it is. It is not there in the Great Britain database. That is one. Now we can go to other ones. What happened in the United States? Let us take a look. In the United States, it says, here are all the legal events. It says priority to the Great Britain one, priority to the PCT, assigned to this one, publication and abandoned. Now let us look at what are the events which led to the abandoned, failure to respond to an office action. You see, so now you can use, they can use this technology if it is published. Of course, there is a publication number. So this technology can be used. There is no technology in the GB database. If you notice, there is no technology in the GB database. There is no, you see, there is no detail here. But in the US one, there is detail, but it is abandoned. Here it is abandoned. This technology is available in the US patent database. In the US, it can be used. All right. Now let us look at Korea. What happens in Korea? All the priority is all the same. Let us go to legal events, since this is request for examination, notification of reason for refusal. There is a refusal from the examiner. Okay. Decision to refuse application. It has not been passed. So can this technology be used in Korea? It is there.
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. US we have done. Europe. Let us enter Europe. If you enter Europe, again you see it is withdrawn. Let us look at the legal events. Request for examination file, designated contracting states, first examination report, request for extension of the European thing, information on the status, and application deemed to be withdrawn. You see, they have not, application deemed to be withdrawn. They're not prosecuted it further. They have asked for extension, it's probably not given. So here is how all the information you can extract from the simple, very user-friendly Google Patents database. All right. Any questions on this? We have one more database to cover. I hope we will do it very quickly. Any questions now on this? Please feel free to ask.
Ma'am, is there any exclusive website which deals only with abandoned, expired, or rejected or seized patents?
Now we will look at another patent database where you can do a selection. You don't have something which deals only with this kind of a thing, but you can. Now let us put, this is called lens.org. Please look at this database. Are you able to see my screen? Lens.org.
Yes, yes, madam.
Okay. So now here let us put, what shall I put? Let me put dendrimer. Okay. Just for ease of use. Okay. I'm going to give a search. Okay. So it has given me so many results. All right. Now I could have gone through, I would love to go through entire, all the filters, but we have already come at 10:40. So what we have to do is we have to make the best use of the time, and we can, have another workshop or anything later on to apprise you of how to use it. Now here is one filter called the legal status. Can you see this?
Yes, madam.
Okay, click on it. Now, if you click on this, it says active, pending, discontinued, inactive, expired, unknown, and patented. We want discontinued, we want inactive, we want expired. Is that correct?
Yes, madam.
Okay, now we do refine and we look at discontinued, inactive, expired. All right. So now what you get is a data set which is only with discontinued, inactive, and expired. This is the data set that we've got. You see this?
Yes, madam.
All right. And it will also analyze, give you everything here, analysis. You see which countries, document count of the active, expired, discontinued, inactive. It gives you a document count over here. You can even click on it and reach just any one of those subsets. Jurisdictions, you will get filter by jurisdiction. Canada so many, China so many, Australia so many. And here also it tells you how many patents are there under each one of these sections. Okay. And then you see who are the inventors. You see the top inventors. If you want to collaborate, you want to talk to them, find out more about the technology. Here you have all those details. You see this? What
Yes,
kind of document type, patent application, granted patent. So you can, what is the document type? You get all these patent applications, or if it was granted patent and then it came into the public domain, you get that detail also. You see? So this is how it comes. And what else was, any questions here? I would request, now we have already 10:45. Okay, what I want is that you look at lens.org. Okay, it's very, very important if you're interested in the public domain patent applications. You can look at this, you can go into it. You see, it will tell you, and you can look at the full text, you can look at the family info, you can get the legal info. Go into the legal info, you get a graph. What are the things that happened? It tells you which is the office, which is the prosecution stage here, what is the stage here. It is already inactive here. You see, and you go further down, it will tell you here everything. What happened first? What are the designated contracting states? When was the request for extension, request for European patent extension, first examination report? And here they have not answered and it becomes withdrawn. Whenever they have not answered, and here it is all working, and here it gets withdrawn. So this is the thing. Do we want to do another one, quick search? Or this is sufficient? Have everybody understood what I have tried to show you?
Madam, we can do one more for that antimicrobial fabrics.
Yes, let us do that. Okay, let us do that. Actually, there is a sign in for this one. We are just doing it without the sign in. Okay. Okay, so let us just do very quickly antimicrobial fabric you want. Okay.
Yeah.
There is an advanced search possibility here. We are just doing a quick search. Okay, just so that so that we understand the big thing. Okay, so here we go to legal status. So again, you can look at active, pending, discontinued, expired, inactive, patented, and unknown. All right. So we go to discontinued, expired.
What is that unknown, madam?
Unknown means it's not very clear whether it belongs to them. Some elements are missing. Okay.
So it is a application filed, but the claims are unknown.
Something is not correct about it. Yes.
Okay.
Inactive. Shall we refine these three?
Yeah, we can.
So you have this. Okay, so now you can look at, you can even click here. We are getting a list. You also have a provision for analysis like this. So then it will give you like this. So here you, for example, you can look at amended, limited patent, amended patent, patent application, granted, and search report. These are all ones which have got a search report, you see.
That limited patent means, man?
Means it's not, sometimes it's for 14 years, some utility patents, petty patents, these are all there, which are not, usually when we do a landscape, we remove those. They confuse you. Okay, so now here what we have is, for example, this is an expired patent. What does an expired patent mean? Can we have some answers, please?
You completed 20 years.
It has completed 20 years and it is automatically in the public domain, right? So now, for example, we look at this and you can see here it says it is, here you can see the legal status, calculated legal. If I'm not going to click on it, but you also can look at the full text. You can see what the examiner said. You can see who the owner is. You can see what the abstract, complete description, what are the cited works. Everything is available over here. You see, now let us just look at the legal info. Here you can get the legal info. For example, this is where it was filed. And here, for example, it says what is the prosecution state, maintenance fee reminder mailed. And here it says already expired due to non-payment of maintenance fees. So it's already expired. So here it's also can expire if you don't maintain it. Even after grant, you have to pay a maintenance fee. If that is not paid, also it goes into the public domain. So here you see it says reminder mailed. And here it says, the details of how it is being applied for, you see, and it is assigned, and here it is applied, assignment, assigned, and so on. Okay, so we'll stop now, right? And I have 10 minutes for questions. All right.
Participants, if you have any queries, you can unmute yourself and you can post, or you can put it in the chat box.
Dr. Manjunath, this was the intention, right? To look at abandoned inactive patents, basically, right?
Yes, yes, madam. Yes,
all
madam.
right. I think we've covered that. But there are many things which need to be looked at. 1 hour is definitely not enough, but we cannot cover more than this because it will not register. This is a lot of material to register. But any doubts, I'm happy to clarify.
Yeah.
Difference between abandoned, revoked, discontinued.
Revoked. Madam, one question says difference between abandoned and revoked patent.
Yeah, so abandoned means the fault can be because you've not managed to keep up, you've not answered, or you've not followed the patent prosecution. Revoked means from the examiner's side there is some opposition has happened or something has happened, and that's how it has come.
Now, ಇದು ಮಾಡಿರೋದು.
Madam, revoked patent andre?
Revoked means from the examiner, from the patent office side, there has been some problem, like it is revoked. It has been granted and then it can be revoked, that something is wrong with it.
Okay.
Oh, another thing I forgot to tell during the presentation is you can download these as well in an Excel sheet form. Actually, that was not part of this. Part of, if it were, if I were dealing with lens.org, I'd show you how to export the data and how to download it. But that is also possible in lens.org. You have it all in one place.
Okay.
Ma'am, I hope that's the questions. So, ma'am, on behalf of the faculties, principal, HOD, faculties and students of the Department of Biotechnology, we thank you for such a wonderful session, ma'am. So, for 2 sessions you had handled for us, and it was so valuable and it was very informative, and we got to know so many informations related to this abandoned patents and how to download. So, probably it will be useful for the faculties and the students to rethink their innovation and get into new inventions. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again, on behalf of all of us.
Thank you very much. Yes, please do brush over whatever I have said and try to put it into practice. Otherwise, you will forget it.
Yeah, ma'am. Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, please.